Apologies for bringing this little man to your attention again, but it's getting ridiculous. His latest video on the situation is disgusting. Divinity has already responded to it with a couple of good suggestions for what to do, link below. Before I make any further remarks, it's time to clarify a few points raised in the comments of my previous video. When I made my last video, I was annoyed and upset that this guy would do what he did. I made statements to the effect that he committed an assault. Despite the fact that I included a graphic annotation and subsequently a text annotation clarifying my statements, I will state for the record that this was intended as a statement with respect to an alleged sexual assault. Since the video was made, I've had the opportunity to read the girl in question's side of the story. I'll just read a small section of it, censored where appropriate. He immediately starts taking off articles of my clothing, and we had only been there for not even 30 seconds. He gets me on the bed, still kissing me and touching me. Between his kisses was me going, no, 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 and him kissing me harder to shut me up. I finally pull away long enough to remind him that he said we were supposed to wait a month, and that maybe we should get to know each other in person a day or two before we jump into having sex. He asks me why, as he continues kissing me. Eventually I realise I was fighting an uphill battle, so I gave up and just went with it. I already said on Google+, but I want to reiterate that he did not rape me. But there is a fine line between being forced to do something and being pressured to do something. I just felt rushed is all. Now despite this, I still consider this a forcible act. The only difference is that it was more of an emotional manipulation rather than a physical one. Rape is a heinous crime, which is why, when I say I consider this to be an act of rape, I'm not making light of the act of rape. I am stating that this is a very serious assault. The fact that it was emotional manipulation is in some ways worse than if it were a direct physical attack. I won't apologise for my words here. Now that this is out of the way, my thoughts on his more recent video release are as follows. First of all, I haven't watched it, and I don't ever intend to watch it. Divinity's words on the subject are more than enough for me. I've no doubt that what she has described is factually accurate, and given the previous videos she has made, I've no doubts about her intellectual and ethical integrity on the matter. So for that reason, I don't need to watch the video to know it is a disgusting and graphic description of what are supposed to be their sexual exploits. If you wish to watch the videos, Divinity has them linked in her description bar, and I in turn have linked her video below. The reason I'm making this video is simple. Onision has made a statement to the effect that he will continue to describe graphic details about their relationship for as long as anyone keeps, in his words, trolling him. I never thought for a second that I could be more disgusted than I was at the time I made the last video. Boy was I wrong. To make statements to the effect that he will continue to cyberbully and slut-shame what I consider to be an innocent party because people are rightly outraged at his disgusting and despicable conduct by making even more despicable and graphically descriptive videos describing what is supposed to be a private situation between the two of them and not for consumption by 700,000 plus people, is a disgrace to civilized adult men and women. He is doing this for his own gratification, to attempt to limit the personal damage to himself by deflecting it off onto her. Whether it actually works or not is not important in his mind. He's doing what I would describe as the initiation of a scorched earth policy. Take down as many innocent people as possible before you get taken down yourself. Divinity has stated that she has no intention of watching any more of his videos or making any more video responses to him. I respect that decision, but I reserve the right to make future videos on the subject. I don't intend to do that at the present time, but I'm not writing off the possibility in the future. It depends on how much more disgusting and evil this little man gets in the future. I hope that at the very least, the woman in question gets in contact with YouTube to report his cyberbullying, because this is what it is, make no mistake. He is using his considerable subscriber base to defame her character as a result of her accusation, and now he's using his considerable subscriber base to defame her character even more as a result of other people calling him out on it. It is the most immoral thing that I can think of short of causing actual bodily harm, or mocking the deaths of hundreds of thousands of people as the result of war for cheap laughs, that I can really think of at the present time. And I hope she reports it, because YouTube have rules against this sort of thing, and they hold their revenue generating partners to an even higher standard of accountability. He needs to be brought to account for his childish and immoral behaviour, and I hope he is.